Fans of the unhinged, woke mobs of Bluesky are determined to try to save the narrative surrounding the crazy world that is the X alternative. They're saying things that are terrible. They're saying things that are unkind. Violence, perhaps, at the behest of the Blueskyers. But folks, we shall not rest in uncovering what they're up to. The news media is trying to decide, what will they say about Bluesky? We know the truth, and we'll bring it to you. It's a beautiful day to be joined with you, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to uncover, to unravel what's going on inside the legacy news media. Yes, they are the dinosaurs. Yes, they're going extinct, but they are still of the mindset that they're on the brink of a big win. We're not going to give it to them. Click the like button, share this video of excellence out everywhere you go, and drop a comment down below. Let's get started right now. This is by Alex Kirshner over on Slate. It says, no, Bluesky is not celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. Despite what right-wing influencers want you to believe, those on Bluesky actually hate political violence. Now from the Times of the UK. Get J.K. Rowling next. Bluesky users celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk. Holy moly! I thought, wait a minute, Slate, what's going on here? Slate says no. The Times says yes. And guess what? The Times has the evidence. Get J.K. Rowling next. Bluesky users celebrate. Users of the social media platform have been warned after some shared lists with calls to eliminate Musk, Trump, and the Harry Potter author. Social media platform Bluesky has been forced to warn users that glorifying violence is against its rules. The platform attracted millions of users as a left-wing alternative to X after Elon Musk threw his support behind Trump. Numerous posts shared this week have glorified violence. Some users have even posted hit lists. Holy moly guacamole, folks. It turns out they brought the receipts. So, Slate, you're a bunch of nonsense, eh? That's how it's going to be? You bet. Now, we're going to talk about the UK situation here in just a minute. Marvin, go ahead.
I'm saying we have an article about this on That Park Place. I just gave you the link in the back end. We have screenshots of compilations of pages upon pages of get Trump next, get Ben Shapiro, get J.K. Rowling. Like, it is just non-stop celebration there. We also had an article up today. There was a rumor about J.K. Rowling having cancer, and they were dancing in the streets over on under the blue sky.
Right, right.
Sorry, I thought the App Store in the wake, like on the January 7th and 8th, they shut this one down, didn't they? For all the problematic posts, didn't they shut this one? Take this off the App Store.
So,
or maybe I'm thinking of a different social media platform.
You need to go to a parlor somewhere and get a drink, Jonas. Just go to a parlor somewhere. Folks, here's the deal. There's a battle for the narrative that's going to be accepted by the media. And the problem is they can't win this narrative because everybody knows they're lying, they're fibbing. They've got the proof that they are ribbing you in the wake of tragedy. Now, the reason that they are fighting like mad to control the narrative is because the UK is at stake. If we go to the Independent out of the UK, which is part of that the media madness, they say London protest latest. Starmer says rally sent shiver through the UK as Musk lashes out at a call for sanctions. Starmer said the trouble that broke out at the United Kingdom March was more than just very bad behavior. They're trying to say that this giant protest, this vigil, that it was vile. They're trying to paint it in a negative light. But what I would tell you is that perhaps what's really going on is the same thing as with Bluesky. They're trying to frame both of these things the opposite of reality. They want you to believe that those who don the various flags of the UK, that they are the ones you must fear. They are the ones who must be cast away and sent near to jails and incarcerations and bothered by the police. And they want you to believe that Bluesky is a place that's just absolutely paradisal. Nobody there believes in bad things. No. What have you heard? Don't believe your lying eyes and ears. Stay away and go read what we have to say. We'll tell you the truth. We're the Access Going Extinct Dinosaur Legacy Media. But of course, we all know that's not true. And we're up to what they've been up to for now, maybe a decade, maybe even more. Some say, I'll say more. Let me go to Marvin. Marvin is somebody who works in the news industry now. Your thoughts on this battle over what Blue Sky really is and just how humorous, it's hard to say humorous because it's so grave, but how humorous it is to see the headlines from these different media outlets be absolute polar opposites and within minutes of each other being published.
Well, Blue Sky marketed itself as being the no Elon version of X. People were fleeing over there to go talk where they could actually talk about what they want to talk about. Well, it turns out what they all wanted to talk about was a horrible, violent speech, coupled with what was found in the very beginning, allegedly, was a lot of depraved material, possibly concerning minors, which, is something that is completely and utterly atrocious. So Blue Sky has had a hard time of keeping its image in the blue, as you might say. It has become a festering breeding ground, an echo chamber for people to just say the worst things ever and be told that they're stunning and brave for it. Now, Blue Sky, in the wake of all this Charlie Kirk stuff, has been trying to crack down on this stuff. Some people have had their posts removed. Some people have been suspended. I believe Gretchen Felker Martin, the DC writer, had a Blue Sky account suspended, and they're all freaking out about it. So, it is a... Blue Sky was created to be a leftist echo chamber, and that's what it's been since the beginning. And people are just starting to realize it. Well, after this, there might not be a Blue Sky much longer.
So the mainstream media has tried to create an official orthodoxy for a decade now, and then they would qualify anybody who went against their orthodoxy as fringe and dangerous, etc. What we've realized is it's mostly propaganda. And one of the scariest things is that usually if you know anything about what the news, quote unquote, is covering, you'll know that what they're covering is absolutely wrong and false. And then you got to say to yourself, well, if I think that about, this area of expertise I have, and my buddy who's an expert in this other thing says everything they write about is crap, what is it exactly they write that's true? And I think Blue Sky and everything we're seeing in the light of the Charlie Kirk tragedy, I think we're all starting to just realize they don't report anything that's true. This is a power play. All they say is whatever it is that gets them prestige inside their tribe. And that's it. And including with the UK, with the gatherings, with the protests, where allegedly 3 million people participating, 25 total arrests, and they want to tell you that it's a dangerous fomenting of dark voices and minds.
Well, now, from what I have heard, I have not tested this myself, but I saw people on X saying, I think Grums reported it, that you now cannot search on Blue Sky unless you are logged into an official account, because they realized that people were searching for these people celebrating Charlie Kirk without actually signing up for an account and getting them that, getting the screenshots that way. So now they're trying to
monetize the haters.
Yeah.
Right. Well, as of the last time I checked, you still cannot search any longer for posts based on subjects unless you're Blue Sky certified. Ron, your thoughts on the way that the media is spinning this and trying to save Blue Sky, and maybe because there's a bigger battle, what they're seeing in the United States maybe is a complete political uprising that has taken over the nation as people say, we've had enough of this. The UK could go the same way. And if that happens, the Western world, the Anglosphere, is at the verge of transformation back into a free discourse society. They despise that idea. They despise meritocracy. Your thoughts on all of it?
One of the first things that comes to mind is when we were going through the B-roll on this, something really concerned me that popped up when I saw Blue Sky. It said ages 12 plus. Can anybody confirm that that's correct?
I do not know the rules for Blue Sky on age limits.
Generally speaking, that's set by the Children's Online Protection and Privacy Act. So it's 13 and up in order to be outside of the realm of that. So that's usually where those standards come in.
Well, I mean, the point is, if there are young people looking at these things, okay? Young people. Doesn't matter if they're 13, 14, 15, 18, whatever. it's the age of being able to be influenced, and that is probably my biggest concern about this. And we're not talking about just general free speech. We're talking about a lot of the posts that Marvin highlighted in the article. They were violent. They were violent speech. They were threats. And it's very concerning that Bluesky or that media outlet was lying about what the posters on Bluesky were stating. It's the whole thing boils down to, yes, God, I don't know. When I think about the way last November could have gone for the United States, and the different place that we might be today, especially seeing some of the events that have played out, which I believe some of those violent events still would have played out. They would be handled very, very differently. And that kind of scares me, because we are seeing in this last week or so reactions to events that I don't know that we would have seen 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It seems like a lot of people have just lost their minds. And a lot of that influence, a lot of the reason people have lost their minds is because they are being influenced in these bubbles, in these echo chambers of this negativity. And you need to have some sensibilities when you're out there. You have to be responsible for what statements you're making. And yeah, it's very, very difficult to judge something as quote unquote hate speech. So I don't really like that terminology at all. But when people are posting violence and very, very specifically aimed threats, that's incredibly dangerous, and it needs to be shut down, versus what's actually getting shut down, like over in the UK, which is actually just regular free speech. People, I mean, it's a very strange kind of mixed up situation. And I'm glad that we have the administration that we have right now, because we'd get mixed up into that whole UK phenomenon too if we weren't in the position that we're in.
All right, he's been sitting there ready to go. I can see, listen, once the man starts twirling the hairs in his beard, he's asking me to unleash him. It's the code that he gives. Culture, they're terrified. It's why they're lying in a way that you can check them in seconds now. They're terrified that the narrative is escaping them, that they've lost control.
Well, and the problem is that the person that was unfortunately, executed on live television and in other places, was a free speech person that would have a conversation with you. And they should be terrified, because they've now created an army of people that stood and still are standing behind Charlie.
A global movement culture, country to country, UK included.
Yeah, I mean, even South Korea was cheering the man. I'm going to tell you that this is a pure lie. Slate is a lying outlet. I mean, they're one of the ones that probably are on life support, like many of the other, flashes in the pan that were created by an excess of money in Silicon Valley, but we can leave that to a different conversation. These things are definitely happening. They are being exposed. They're terrified of the people who are on the side of righteousness, kind of, having an opportunity to speak their mind. They're terrified of free speech in the UK, so much so that they took the Bansky painting off the side of a building within 12 hours because they're terrified at the message it conveyed, because it was accurate. This is one of the reasons why censorship is so dangerous. They are terrified of people having the ability to speak the truth or to represent it in art or to operate a podcast. They will absolutely shut it down, because the last thing they want in the world is exposure. It's not like any of these bad ideas haven't been tried before, which is one of the reasons why it's hysterical to me that New York City is about to become Commie-ville, USA. But that won't last long. So as I look at this, and again, the exposure of bad ideas, and you cannot, and I'm going to relate this back to Pam Bondi real quickly. You cannot, as a leader, act from a place of emotion when you're making decisions. And I really want people to think deeply about where they stand on an issue so they have a place to refer back to, as I think Jonas said. And this is a man who knew himself so well, that stayed within himself so well, that he refused to react with much emotion. There were times when he got a little more emotional and more passionate, I would say, visibly or audioly. Audio, I didn't say that word right, but that's
orally.
Orally, thank you. But in all other counts, and every time I observed him speak, or I've watched any of his shorts or videos, I can tell you he knew of what he spoke. And because of his ability to act without emotion, he was portrayed as and followed as a leader. It's why he was the difference in the last election. The amount of young people that are flooding the organization now after he was publicly removed from the planet is insane. They've had growth, exponential growth in their organizations. Their chapters are filling up. And you have more people now than ever switching parties because this man was so eloquent. And so, and look, we refer to this as something else differently. In meme language, he's based. He was one of the most based people on the planet. If you are pursuing greatness, act in the same manner that this man did. Know who
Absolutely.
you are and be based on something that's fundamentally pure. And again, the fact that, so many people enjoy Trump, despite what some people call mean language on his part, being a big meanie to somebody like Rosie O'Donnell, what a big meanie. He at the same time is leadership without fail. He's not going to equivocate. He's going to press forward with his ideas and his plan, and he will do whatever it takes to get it done. Charlie was the same way, but maybe without the big meanie language out there that they get angry at Trump for. But this is a different world. So you ask me why they're afraid. They're afraid of free speech fundamentally. And it's not just them being exposed by all of this ridiculousness, the baloney sausage of Slate and others. It's the fact that J.D. Vance told him to his face he doesn't believe in free speech. It's because Trump had called him out on free speech. He's going to do it again because, he'll be in the UK again here soon. You don't think Trump's going to, just fire that off into their face and say, gosh, you guys really hate free speech. You don't understand free speech. You don't understand listening to your people, your constituents, the people that don't want everything that you've delivered in the course of has he been in, I don't think Herr Starmer has been in power for a year yet, has he?
No.
He's already one of the most unpopular prime ministers. And again, when you turn it back to the social media, that's why they're trying to enforce their law on the rest of the world when it comes to shutting down what they think is hate speech or, moderating their free speech, which is what that basically is. And Bluesky has been, Marvin, what did you describe it as? It's terrible. It's for many reasons. A cesspool. Yeah. I mean, and again, the content on there is filthy. The fact that it was still allowed to survive, even with all the illegal content that's on there, that's surprising. I mean, Trump is constantly criticized for things that are much less heinous than what Bluesky is doing or allowing on their platform.
That's right. To partner with them, and sorry to the legacy media, I know this is going to sting, but, you already went extinct. You just don't know it. I know, you want more. You want more of the Pro Channel, folks, but we've got to head out the door for this video. But fret not yet, for more content is yet on the way. 3 times a day, thrice as nice, right here on the Pro Channel. Oh, what's that you say? You want more than that? Fine, we'll do 4. 4 videos. Well, yeah, that's happening. Folks, as you get ready to go, consider clicking the like button for us. It is a huge help. Also, like, share, subscribe, and click it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. We would also love it if you could drop on down and give us a comment. We love hearing from you. And although we can't respond to every single comment, we often are reading them indeed. Folks, we would encourage you to consider subscribing to our partner channels, That Park Place, That Game Place, and That Pod Place. We love them all. We think you might too. Until the next time we have the joy of joining with you, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Jump into the water.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.